power lane, it's very difficult to break through on that power lane on your first one because there's people who will run that for dirt cheap. Especially, we'll use Chicago to Dallas, for example. You have somebody who's going to be moving that for like $1.20 a mile as a backhaul most of the year. Like, because that's just what they do. They made $3 a mile head on their backhaul, they will drive that rate down because they just need to reposition their fleet. So it's tough to get in on that. But, if they have a facility over in Iowa or Nebraska that's not exactly a hotbed, start there. Try and start there. There's a pain point that is a pain point because capacity generally is not that high out there. People aren't going to deadhead from Chicago to Omaha, to pick up freight. They'll deadhead from Omaha to Chicago though, so it's like, look at it that way and then reposition your strategy.
Yeah. It's one of those things that when I got good at sales and I really started landing accounts, it was mainly when I got to the point where I didn't necessarily need them. I hate saying that, but and even now, like I'm to the point in my career where, I know how to find freight. I'll get freight, and I approach it differently, as in, I landed when I was doing 100 calls a day when I first started and 100 emails and everything, I was getting hardly anything.
Exactly.
And I started landing accounts when I would send like one email a week because I was out in the trenches. I knew what was going on. I saw an opportunity and I reached out with like some really good research. I found a really good contact. I talked, I networked, I knew who it was, and I was landing more accounts that way. And I wasn't desperate. I wasn't out, trying to push some generic sales pitch. It was literally like, this is what I've got. This is what I want to get moving. You look like you fit right within our network. It's something that I think we can both help each other on, and then it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't know. It's kind of weird, but it's not like it's less effort. I think it's just more organized and specific effort.
I agree with that. And, you're right. When you like, I'm going to pull this out. When you sound desperate and when you're in desperation mode, it is just the easiest thing to pick up on. It's like, you really just need to, but this falls on leadership too. Like if you see a rep that's struggling, you need to work with them. And that's my problem is there's a lot of people out there who preach that, like you said, make 100 cold calls, do 100 emails, whatever that is. They preach that because that's the way they were told, but they don't know how to handle objections, And it's like objection training, I think that should be a continual training. Even the most seasoned sales reps need to work on that because like you said, if you're in a dry spell and you're and then all of a sudden a little desperation starts creeping in your voice, it is just amplified out there. So, you need to work with your sales staff 24/7, unless you have that absolute killer out there who doesn't, but I don't know too many people in this industry who haven't had a dry spell where they needed a little bit of extra coaching. I can tell you that.